Thank you, Ms. King. I chose to do my project on automotive engineering since the first time I saw Pixar's Cars, Ramon, actually, not Lightning McQueen, the Chevy Impala, who constantly changes his paint color, showed me that the car community and the car industry has infinite possibilities and infinite customization. So after I decided to pursue automotive engineering, I did what any sane person would do and contacted local auto shops. And that led me to Haymaker Auto. Mr. Nathan Wash was my mentor. He owns 2 shops, one in Trevilians and one in the town of Louisa. While I was there, I shadowed one of his mechanics and was able to understand more about what the common day-to-day thing that a mechanic does and the way that they fix cars and the way they diagnose. While I was there, I was able to do Virginia State inspections, change transmission fluids, change brake lines, just many odd jobs, which is basically what a mechanic does all the time. So I was doing great with my project. I had a set in stone plan, and I was going to do this, and I kind of was thinking about my community service, and then I got really, really lucky, and I got to go shadow a worker at Tesla. It was all by chance. Miss Outen actually helped me get that internship. But while I was there, I was just able to learn more about the company. Sadly, I cannot share most of the things that I learned because I did have to sign a non-disclosure agreement just because of Tesla's secrecy and their commitment to their excellence. And so, yeah. So my mentor, Miss Mandy Walker, she was fantastic. She's a delivery specialist at Tesla of Glen Allen. While I was there, she showed me just how Tesla's vision kind of is being put into place, and how they're not a car company mainly. They're a software company at heart. And by doing that, when you buy a Tesla, you're not buying a car, you're buying an experience, because when they sell you that car, they're not just selling you the car, they're selling further installments to the car in updates, and just helping better their products and making a name for themselves in that way, which leads them not to need advertisements. Yes, so I actually got to witness a delivery, which is her job. This is a Tesla Model S. What they did is they pulled it to the room next door. They pulled the car in there, and they have a little showroom, which when you go to pick up your Tesla after you've finalized all the paperwork, you go and it's sitting in the showroom and you can take pictures. And like I said, buying a Tesla is an experience. It's not just buying a car from any dealership, which sets them apart. I was fascinated to see the high tech and the new technology that's being inputted or being put into these new cars. And that leads me to my research. So my family purchased a Volkswagen Atlas in the beginning of last semester. I was very surprised to see how high tech and how many safety features and just how much luxury is in that vehicle for the low price. So for my research, I kind of based it off of that. I looked at how car manufacturers are how car manufacturers are making their products more high tech and more safe for the average consumer. And the point of that is so that more people can be safer on the road and can have the experience of driving instead of just driving a car. Many companies have started to do this, and through semi-autonomous driving and autonomous driving, that's becoming a much more, not only luxurious, but it's becoming much more safer, because if you're not behind the wheel and it's a computer and everything's made sure, it's a lot safer. Yes, so actually Volkswagen is making a line of 10 different vehicles that are going to be fully electric, and they're also implementing autonomous driving and semi-autonomous driving in some of their other products through their conglomerate of Audi and Porsche and Lamborghini and such. So my community service, along with the making cars more affordable, I partnered with Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Brown, Mr. and Miss Brown. They run a nonprofit out of Louisa called Giving Words, and the basis of that project is nonprofit is to help single mothers in need, really in any way possible. But the root of it is to give cars to single mothers who need it, because the thought process is that if you can give a mother a car, or someone who doesn't have a car, you can help them succeed in life by giving them the ability to go get a job or keep their job or take their kids to school. Really is a necessity in today's world to have a car and being able to do that. They also do repairs for mothers who have cars who need repairs. Yes. So for my personal impacts from my community service, we delivered 3 vehicles last December. My role in doing that was to just make sure everything was organized in spreadsheets and do vehicle inspections before the deliveries. This was actually one of the mothers that received a vehicle. It really changed me because I never had to struggle. My parents made sure I was very fortunate, and to be able to see that side of life and be able to see that side of Louisa and be able to make a change, it really is touching. So in the future, I plan on attending High Point University in High Point, North Carolina. I will be enrolling in their pre-engineering program and then transferring to Virginia Tech through their dual enrollment program, and hopefully enter automotive engineering after I get my mechanical engineering degree, and use my knowledge from this project to further enhance and make cars more efficient, more affordable to the average person. I would like to thank Ms. Outen mostly because I owe most of this project to you, and Ms. King, class of 2020, Blue Ridge Virtual Governor School, the judges, and just my parents and my family. Are there any questions? Mm-hmm. Yes. Not much. It is a problem. They're pretty good right now about doing it, but there always will be a risk of that. Yeah, I didn't come across much, but yes, I agree. Yeah, it is a problem that needs to be fixed. Gabe? I did get to ride around in a Tesla Model 3. It's the way Teslas are made, since they're electric, there's no like stall. So when you hit the gas, it flies. I mean, it's an experience. I mean, I said that before. It's an experience. Yes. Well, Teslas don't technically drive themselves yet. They're semi-autonomous, but if you keep your hand on the wheel, yes, you can. It drives itself. Yes. What do you mean, like time frame? I mean, there's an Audi R8 that's only been approved in Europe with their traffic laws, but they have one that is fully autonomous up to 37 miles an hour. Keep it safe. So basically, if the car goes above 37 miles an hour, you will have to take control of the vehicle. But if you're like riding through a neighborhood or something like that, that car will be fully autonomous. Okay, so in my first internship project, I was able to see like how cars are, like the inside of cars, and just like seeing stuff where the dipstick is like way down underneath something, like there's no point for that, in my opinion. Like, why don't you just create the tube a little bit, or make the tube come to the surface more, and just make it more accessible and make it more efficient, and just stuff like that. Just I mean, for engineers are usually in like a confined space, and they have like all the resources they need, but they need to really think about how mechanics are working. They're trying to get stuff done quickly. And so when engineers haven't had that experience with mechanics and technicians and stuff like that, they don't really think about that stuff. They just think, okay, put the car together. This is the most cost efficient for us. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think engineers need to have more insight through the mechanic side of the automotive industry, need to understand and make things easier for mechanics, not just for themselves.